EPR. For this video, we will be going over all the steps necessary to complete a successful EPR from start to finish. First, we will be starting with building. In order to get started, you will need several items. So first, you will need to get 2 extra spike lines, as pictured. Also, you will be needing a 1/4 3/8 connector. You will need perfusion adapters. Also, a blade. A 10 blade will work best. Others maybe. And alcohol swabs. Though there is discrepancy, we will maintain a sterile operation. This is the Medtronic liver pack. I will open it up in a minute and show you what's inside. This is the Livanova Inspire pump pack. We will just use the reservoir from there. And lastly, 1 bag of P-Light. We are going to go ahead and get started by first taking the stuff off the floor because it will not be acceptable to open this while on the floor. And I will remove the necessary items that we need from the pump pack before we begin. So the items you're going to need to complete this will be as follows. You can discard that. However, you must save the reservoir. Also, you should also save the perfusion adapters that I realized actually come in the pump pack. Quick prime line. And also, we will be adding an extra quick prime line, and so go ahead and remove the 3/8 inch tubing. We will use that later. That's it. The final product will look like this. Before use. Don't forget that. Set this aside. And then what you have in here is this handy dandy liver pack. So you have some connectors and stuff, and you have the circuit. Now, essentially what this is going to be is 2 separate circuits. So, if you take a look over here at the finished product, we are effectually using the red circuit. The blue circuit is simply a holder, and that's what we are going to be creating. So the first thing we're going to need to do is take what comes into the pump head and put it into the reservoir. So here we will do our sterile connections, where I will open this blade and this alcohol swab, and I will cut right outside of the pack, before the blue tape, is where I'm making this connection. So this is cut. That will stay there for a second. You can put this on there to maintain sterility. And then you will go ahead and hook it on here, sterilely. Okay? So there's that, as seen over here. Next thing, it looks like we're going into the pump head where we have a flow probe and a 3/8 inch lure connector for the recirc line. So we will be using that. So we will take this off of here and connect onto this lure, okay? And this cap can be replaced sterilely there, okay? Now, essentially what everybody does is just puts it together, but there's different ways. So just hold on for a minute.
This video I'm going to be reviewing Bactracin Zinc Ointment, USP. It's supposed to be intended use as first aid to help prevent infection, minor cuts, scrapes, burns. Of course, there's always an allergy alert to the ingredients. We're using it over a large part of the body or animal bites or puncture wounds.
Welcome back. And so where we had left off, we were going to keep this part sterile and connected. And so in this bag of goodies found in the liver pack, you will see that there is a 3/8 lure connector, a straight. And so I'm just gonna put that in there so that I can keep the sterility of that pack, and I also don't have to worry about hair getting inside of here. So be careful, you don't want to touch this end while you're putting this end on, because this end is still sterile indeed. And here's my trusty alcohol wipe. Okay. And I'm going to connect this, and if you bear with me, I will need to put us on another short intermission. As you can hear, my phone has called.
Even though we think we have life plans, sometimes things just get thrown out.
Are you serious? No. I am so sick of this. 5 seconds, that's all you give me? This was going to be a great ad. You know? No. You don't get to skip it. What? No. Ugh.
Welcome back. And for the last step here, to complete this circuit, we are going to simply connect this 1/4 inch tubing to the pump sucker, which will be right here. So, maintaining I lost my train of thought. The clamp. Keep the clamp on. You do not want to get rid of the clamp, okay? Again, alcohol swab, sterilely cut this, because this little spike we will not need. And we are going to set this up over here. So I'll hold it up for you so you can see a little bit better. And hook this on. Okay? Tighten everything. So the finalized product is shown here. And if you come over, it looks virtually the same, except not connected yet. So we have the recirc coming up from the pump head in and out to the reservoir. The next step that we will need to complete is to add additional spike lines. And that's what we will be doing next.
Did your IVC filter move, break, or cause organ damage? The FDA warns that IVC filters may cause serious complications, such as heart or lung damage, internal bleeding, even death. In April 2018, a jury awarded a woman $3.6 million after her IVC filter broke, requiring open heart surgery to remove the broken pieces. Call IVC Filter Justice now.
Call 800-555-1212.
The last step necessary to complete the setup of the EPR circuit A-Team style is multiple quick prime lines. Now, when you just connect this, and look, this is incredibly long, okay? Comes about, so right below my hip, clear to the top of my hand, extended, And when you walk over here, you can see these spikes end a lot sooner. So what we're gonna wanna do is probably take off about 1.5 feet, 18 inches, okay? And we will mimic the other one. So again, you will need to open your alcohol swab, keep it sterile. Go ahead and save the clamp. You know, don't remove it when you take off the 18 inches. Go ahead and cut it. This is the quick prime line that normally goes on your bypass circuit. So it will connect in the same spot that you were used to. Right here, we will take this off. We will sterilely, without touching anything, push it on all the way so that nothing can come off. And that is one. We have 2 more to make. The second one is where we will use the perfusion adapters. So you can go ahead and open this. You can get the quick prime line that I've already brought in with all my supplies. Open that. And again, if you're not sure how long this should be, you just physically walk over to this, measure it, and cut it right around where it needs to be cut. Maintaining sterility, always. Always. So go ahead and cut this. And then we will need the red end, no end, because it will go on top of our reservoir. So I'm just going to keep it sterilely connected for now. Push this on all the way. Okay. Sterilely take this off. You can put it on the cap that the hemoconcentrator normally goes on, but any of the caps would work just fine. This one will work too. Might actually have a change of heart. I don't think I like it here, only because you see the inflows right there and it's kind of close, and so I'm just going to adjust it to be over there. All right, second one's done. For this last quick prime, which will put us at 6 spikes, we will be putting it right here on top of this 3/8 inch port, which I don't know, but some people have used an independent SVC cannula. And if you come over here, you will see the same thing, that it is indeed here from 3/8 inch tubing staged down to 1/4 inch. And the reason why we are using so many spikes is because the primary purpose of EPR is to get all of the crystalloid in as soon as possible. When you have 2 spikes and 2 people squeezing, it takes a lot longer than when you have 6 spikes and 6 people squeezing, in addition to the vacuum. For us to put in all 3 quick primes. That is the expectation that they have, is that we are getting this crystalloid in as soon as possible. So I have the 1/4 3/8 connector, the 3/8 tubing that I had you save, and one last quick prime line. So what I'm going to do is connect this. Right here. Okay. And then I'm going to come over here and add about 10 inches, maybe a little bit more. And I'm going to sterilely cut this and separate it. Okay. And I will put that on right here. Maintaining all sterility. set this here. And then add the last piece. So, we already know about how long we need it, right? We can use these as a gauge and cut this right about here, okay? So, my alcohol swab. I have my helper hold that. It's still sterile, just so you know. And we will place this on here. Ensuring that everything is as tight as it could be. And if you take a note at these connections that I've put on, I'm making sure that all of them are as tight as they can be. So with the completion of the setup, the next thing we will do is use the P-light and we will prime it. And so I'm just gonna carry this over and set it up, but while I'm doing that, I just wanna stress a couple of things. The reason why this must be as tight as I'm making it, despite the fact that it's just because I make all of my connections that tight, is also because this is in a very highly trafficked area. And so there have been times where things have fallen off and been exposed and no longer sterile. So it's extremely important to make sure that this always stays set up and ready to go, aka also free from contamination. And then the quick prime lines, as I showed you before, need to be a certain length. In addition to the extreme annoyances that will be faced if they are too long, it will also take longer for the P-light to enter the circuit if they are too long. So I'm just popping the P-light on, and I'm going to go ahead and clamp this pump head. And just spike one of these is fine, but I'm going to clamp all the other ones because when we apply vacuum, if they are not clamped, the vacuum will not work properly. So, I'm going to clamp these while that drops. And these can just lay to the side for now. They're not important until later. So while those are sitting over there, and that's falling, I'm going to pop this up in the air because instead of beating the crap out of this, you could just gradually let it prime. It actually is a little bit easier on you. So if you maybe might get an angle over here, you can see how nice this is gonna prime up when I open my clamp slowly. And do you see the P-light slowly entering the chamber? And I'm just casually letting it out. And if we take one little quick jerk, there's no air. And then you can pop that in. Okay? And then turn it on. First, I will run through this, and then I will do the rest of the circuit. So the power switch, for those of you who might not be aware, is right here. You turn this on. In addition, you should make sure that you keep this power switch on. The line means on, the circle means off. If this is off, the battery will drain. And we have had instances where the battery is drained completely and we needed a new console. It is powering up. See, this is a nice screen that can be turned whatever way you'd like it to be turned. And once it is done powering up is when we will go ahead and we will turn it on and prime through the recirc followed by the loop. And by this loop, I mean you have this in through here and coming out over there. That's our sterile loop. It is very slow to power up, so my suggestion when you walk over to an EPR is turn this on immediately. So you kind of press it in and it makes a click. That's how you know you're going. RPMs slowly coming up. If you look here, you can see some P light filtering out of here. Once I go through there and I'm satisfied, flying about 2,700 RPMs, I'm going to open both. And then you are essentially primed and ready to roll. Power Prime. Thank you again for watching the A-Team's description on how to set up the best, most efficient EPR, and we hope that you will see us for the next episode. Following the completion of the EPR circuit, you will need to fill out the sheet with all of the information and lot numbers, followed by checking it off every single day. And also conveniently located on top will be this handy dandy EPR perfusion guide based on what we deem important. And lastly, one must not forget that due to it being a sterilely primed disposable located in a hallway, we must cover it with a bag. And that would complete the setup and priming of the EPR circuit.